Babes, welcome back to my channel. So in case you guys missed it, I did post a tutorial on how to pretty much achieve a really sleek ponytail on really thick, coarse, natural hair. This video can technically be seen as like a protective style if you guys are wanting to kind of tuck away your ends, but I did do this ponytail on I believe 2 or 3 day old hair. It was just a twist out, so kind of time to rewash it again. Not sure how frequently you wash yours, but I did partner up with a company called Beauty Forever Hair. Do have a previous video if you definitely want to check that out. I'll leave the link down in the description box below. I think I did like 2 buns or something like that, or whatever. But anyway, so just to kind of start off with this ponytail, as you guys can see, my ponytail is really thick, so it wouldn't have been that smart of me, I guess, to just do one full like braid going down. So I separated the hair into 2, and then I'm gonna just braid the 2 sections, of course, and then eventually I'll connect them. Just was a little bit easier for me because, yeah, I didn't want that braid to be super duper chunky and just kind of unraveling. So this is what that looks like. Just a really quick way to get your hair tucked in, you know, kind of out of the way. If your hair is a little bit shorter or not as thick or coarse as mine, of course you can do like a little bun or maybe a little twist or whatever you have to do just to get your hair out of the way. So this is what that looks like. And I'm just literally going to gather those 2 braids together. And then I'm going to tie it with like a rubber band at the end just to kind of put them together. I could have totally just braided it together, but yeah, whatever. Alright, so pretty much like I said, I do have their Brazilian curly hair, and I will leave all the links down in the description box to the pricing and things like that. I believe I got 4 bundles, like 2 22s and a 20-inch, but this is just the 20-inch that I'm going to use here. Didn't need that to be extremely long, but as you can see, the hair is really curly. Now the only thing I will say about this hair is it did not match my texture exactly, which obviously I knew that it wouldn't, but I'm going to show you a trick to how I kind of tame it or kind of tease it just a little bit to make it a little bit more textured. But yeah, so to go ahead and start wrapping this around the hair, you guys know I use the end of the track method, where I pretty much just use the hair to wrap it around itself, instead of using like bobby pins and hairpins and things like that. And then once you get that part secure, you go ahead and just keep wrapping the track around your ponytail as tight as possible. You'll actually start to feel the tension, so you don't want to pull it so tight that it's like going to give you a headache, but you'll kind of know. You'll be able to tell. And I just literally wrap this around. I'm only going to use 1 bundle because that's literally all that I need. I don't need this to be extremely full unless that's what you're going for. But in this case, I just kind of wanted something a little bit modest. So I'm just going to continue to wrap that around. And once I get to the end of the track, you'll kind of see how I secure it. If you guys have been following for a while, then you should know already kind of how I do this like securing method with the ponytails. I literally only have to use about 1 pin. So I use the end of the track. I just kind of pull that out and literally use the hair to wrap around the very last portion of the track that should have been showing. I cannot talk today. That should have been showing, and yeah, it's pretty much secure. So I'm going to take a little bobby pin or hairpin just to make sure that it's not going to go anywhere, but like I said, it's pretty secure from here. Alright, and then just to kind of smooth over, this is totally optional. I could have just left the ponytail as is, but I'm just going to take a little section of hair, take a little bit of mousse, which was my Cream of Nature Argan Oil hair mousse, and I'm just going to smooth that through instead of using like spritz. And then I'm literally just going to wrap this around the ponytail, just around that base area, just to kind of give it a little bit more uniformity, which technically it didn't need, so completely up to you again. And I'm just using a little bit more where it's needed. And I'll do the same thing. I'll just pretty much tuck this in because it's really tight, so for whatever reason it just kind of stays. And I think I did use an additional hairpin just to kind of hold everything into place. And for you girlies that just want it to be more of a tame look, you can totally stop here. But me, I did go ahead and use a paddle brush just to kind of really pull this out, separate the curls, and just kind of make it look a little bit more wild. I think I don't know, the hair was really soft and like easy to pull apart, but I imagine it should be because it's my first time like using it. But it didn't have a smell or anything like that. And as you can see, I'm going through the hair with a brush, but I didn't get like too much shedding or anything like that, so that was fine. But I wanted this kind of really big, blown out, poofy look. So alright, and that's pretty much it for that ponytail. Really simple and straight to the point. I am just kind of continue to play with it and pull it out. Like I said, I didn't have to do anything with really hiding my braid on the inside because the hair is so full and thick that it pretty much hides itself. But yeah, so that was pretty much it on that. I think that I am going to go ahead and just kind of tame up my edges just a little bit. I was undecided on whether or not I really wanted to trim the ends of this, just because it looks a little funky to me. So I kind of went back and forth. I'm like, to trim or not to trim. I ended up leaving it as it just is, just to kind of avoid any, I don't know. I guess I'm going to end up reusing the track. I didn't want to cut it prematurely and then be upset later. So I just kind of left it as is. But I am going to take some of that Arganol edge control just to kind of go along the back of my hair or the nape of my neck. So if you guys don't know, I actually, probably about a month ago, I literally shaved like the entire back side of that. Maybe about an inch up. Because as y'all know, I do texturize my edges. And so I had actually put texturizer on the back of my hair. Okay, that worked out until it was time for the new growth to come in, and literally that was just a hot mess. So yeah, I decided to just cut it off and start fresh, and so that's now growing back, and as you can see, growing back just fine. Everything looks good. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.